I'd now like to welcome our next speaker, who is someone you all know very well, who is the local MP for Islington North and the leader of the Labour Party. Please give a very warm welcome to Jeremy Corbyn.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you all. We remember Makram Ali, who died a couple of days ago, and we think of all those that were grievously and painfully and brutally injured in that disgraceful act of terror on the streets of our area, just off Seven Sisters Road there on Wadcote Street, when this person drove a van knowingly into a group of people tending somebody who was having a health crisis at that time. An appalling and despicable act of terror against a wholly innocent local community. And the response of all of us and the community is highly significant. It was people who were tending Makram who then prevented anyone injuring the person who had perpetrated this ghastly incident, to make sure that he was properly arrested, taken away, and will face the full force of the law in due course. The response of our community has been extraordinary. I phoned Mohammed Kosbar about half an hour later when I'd heard of the incident. I live very nearby, and I phoned Tufik Kasimi of Muslim Welfare House. And I have to say, our whole community, all of us, are in debt to Mohammed and Tufik for the work they do in both their organisations and institutions, and all the teams that are with them. This isn't the first time they've faced a crisis. It's not the first time they've had to stay up all night looking after people. It's not the first time there's been an attack on them and on the whole community. Yet they are there all the time for everybody. And when I went over to Muslim Welfare House at 3 o'clock in the morning, they were all there working away, trying to support the community and bring about peace, to understand what had happened and tend for those that have been so badly injured. That is the response of the community. And I'm very grateful to everyone that's come here this evening. Come here to show what our community response is about this. Think about it. Just think about it for a moment. Those that set off bombs in London on 7/7 and killed people from this borough, those that supported, and that person who set off that bomb in Manchester that took so many lives, those that killed people with knives on London Bridge, and this incident, were all designed to achieve the same thing. Attacks on a community that will bring about a division of all of our communities. The only response can ever be one of bringing communities together in solidarity and support for each other at a time of crisis. That is the only response that there can ever be. We are not going to be divided because we're Muslims, because we're Christians, because we're Jews, because we're Hindus, because we're Buddhists, because we're humanists. We're not going to be divided. We're going to be united together in opposing this awful trend and this awful attack that's taken place. And I'm very proud to represent this community in Parliament. I'm very proud to represent Finsbury Park in all its faiths, in all its diversity and all its differences. Because you know what? Those faiths, that diversity and those differences makes us more united than anybody can ever do who tries to divide us. And of course, a community that is divided cannot achieve things together. If you divide people on the basis of faith, on the basis of race, on the basis of language, then what do? You blame somebody. You blame somebody because there's a problem in the community, and when that blame has run its course, you blame somebody else. And at the end of that, what have you achieved? Have you built a new school? Have you trained a new doctor? Have you employed a new nurse? Have you inspired a child to what they can achieve in their life? No. All you've done is sown the seeds of hatred that go from one generation to another and make us more divided and more dangerously divided. If we want, as we all do, a future for all of our children, a future of peace, a future of even better education, of better health care, and of greater prosperity, and sharing the wealth of the earth for future generations, then you don't achieve it by dividing communities and blaming each other. You recognise something. We are strong together, and we can all learn something from each other. And so, in this time of sadness, this time of fear that so many people have, let's reach out in strength. Let's support people going through the most unbelievable stress and pain now, as their loved ones are lying in the Royal London Hospital, hoping that they recover, as they're frightened of racist violence and racist attacks and racist remarks on the street. So let us treat each other with respect. Let us challenge anyone that uses any kind of discriminatory or racist language in any shape or form. Not in an aggressive way, just politely say to them, you wouldn't like that said about you, don't say it about anybody else. Live together and respect each other. And when we live together and respect each other, we realise that we all are unique. We all are philosophers in our own way. We all have our different forms of ambition and imagination that we can all achieve. And we cherish that, and we learn from each other. And that's what makes our society so much stronger. So if there's anything good that's come out of this horrible incident on Sunday night, during the month of Ramadan, when people should be celebrating the iftar supper, looking forward to Eid and the celebrations that go with it, the person who did that thought they could divide our community and they could do the same everywhere else. Well, it isn't going to work. It isn't going to work here. It's not going to work in Birmingham. It's not going to work in Leicester. It's not going to work in Manchester. It's not going to work anywhere, because we will not allow it to work anywhere. So, our message tonight is simply this. We are here tonight in support of the mosque and Muslim Welfare House because of the stress they're going through. If this mosque is attacked, if a synagogue is attacked, if a church is attacked, if any person is attacked, we are all under attack because of that. Let's have that sense of solidarity of all communities. Bring them together in that sense of unity. I'm very proud to represent this community, and I think what we've achieved in Finsbury Park, of that sense of understanding of all our communities, is something that I would like to see learnt from and maybe copied elsewhere, because we do have this incredible sense of coming together. That's why we're all here on the streets tonight. And you know what? If anybody tries anything on again against any of our communities, we're going to be here in even greater numbers, showing that same sense of solidarity. So, thank you all for being here. Thank you for all the different faith communities that have come together this evening to show their support and solidarity. And you know what? Bringing people together gives joy, gives strength, brings happiness, and gives us the chance of a better, more peaceful, more prosperous world in the future. Thank you all very much indeed.